Whoosh. So, hello, gorgeous family. You don't see me do much of this, sharing very publicly, visibly on Facebook. um, but I really feel drawn to share a very magical experience I had recently. I was super blessed to spend the last 2 weeks at two amazing festivals, one of which was medicine, which took, I arrived on Wednesday. It took until Saturday for me to drop into what this festival is. It is a celebration, definitely, but it is a very deep ceremony of many beings, many different energies from all over the world coming to this land in England, outside of Reading, to celebrate, basically, to celebrate life. To get in touch with a deeper reality. For me, anyway, it was a deep remembering. They have many different fires all over the site that are well kept throughout the night, and for me to gather around a fire all night long and to sing and share there's something so ancient in it, obviously. Like, when we first started creating fire, that was life, and it's been a ritual that encourages circling for millions of years. What I really wanted to share is that I had the honor of being in a tobacco ceremony, an 8-hour long tobacco ceremony with Anthar Kharana, who is a Colombian wisdom keeper. And he's been coming to the English lands for over 20 years, and he's been bridging his indigenous wisdom with our indigenous wisdom. And there was a prophecy of the North America and the South America wisdom keepers joining their wisdom together and creating ceremonies together, which has started. There are people sharing the wisdom. So things like the vision quests that come from the north are now being shared in the south, and medicines like mambe, the powdered cocoa leaf, and the ambil are now being used in the north. And I held these feathers, the eagle and the condor feather, and in this combination he held the raven feather to symbolize the Celtic lands, of the European Celtic lands. And for me, this symbol was so strong and so beautiful that he's bridging those worlds and this wisdom. And tobacco ceremony, right? So a lot of people have a negative connotation of tobacco. It's sold on packets where it says smoking kills, and you get to see pictures of people suffering severe diseases from inhaling tobacco. So firstly, I want to share the universal law for the tobacco and the indigenous lands it comes from is that if you inhale tobacco, it's poisonous. If you pray with tobacco, if you smoke it but you don't inhale it and you send the smoke into the winds, it's an amplifier for prayer. And I'm really not saying this to judge anyone or to fear or shame anyone that smokes, because I've smoked. I've smoked, and I know that it offers us something. But the message is that it has been so distorted from its original use, from its very, very sacred, profound use. And when the colonizers came to these lands of where the tobacco was grown, they took it. They saw that it was a powerful plant, that it was used, and they took it without any of the wisdom, without any of the reverence, and started to exploit it, started to distort it, started to sell it, started to cultivate it in unfair, unconscious ways. And so the story is that our people, or colonizing people, their families would have to suffer from this, like because we became addicted, smoking, causing our bodies harm through doing this. But that one day these people would mix. So there would be children being born with brown skin and blue eyes, and the bloods would be mixed, and the cultures would be mixed, and that one day the reverence and the entailed use of tobacco would come back. And so really in this ceremony, it was a ceremony of unified prayer, and we used the tobacco in two forms, like, because you can mix any plant with all the elements. So you can drink it in water, and this is going to do something with your emotions. You can smoke it in the air, and this acts with the air element. When I say smoking, not inhaling. Like you can burn sage and use it as an air element to clean. And so we used it first in the powdered form as a form of hape, in each nostril and through the left first, and we focus on what we want to release, any negativity, any emotions we want to release, clearing the mind. And in the right, we inhale and we invite in what we want to cultivate more of thoughts, because the air element is the mind. And after this round, we we then move to the liquid form of it to clear our emotions. So liquid form of tobacco, again inhaling it through the nostrils. And this is a deep cleaning of the emotions. And so these are just a few examples of how tobacco can be used, and obviously if you haven't had this experience and you haven't had a wisdom keeper share this experience with you, it can sound pretty insane and not very appealing. But I just want to come to you with, a deeply transformed heart and connection with this plant that I now have. Or that it's an amplifier. It's sacred. It's been grown by indigenous people and used in ceremonies for thousands and thousands of years. It's still used in ceremonies. When I've been in my ceremonies, it's like one of the gifts you can give is tobacco. And powerful amplifier. So just keep this in mind, and if you're smoking and you're inhaling, perhaps make a prayer with it still. And my prayer is that we all realize the power of prayer, which can be tricky. It can be tricky for people to be like, what's the point? It doesn't do anything. But just that stream of prayer, it's getting in touch with the truth of yourself. Like, what do you want to pray for? What's going on inside you? What do you wish for? And so it can calm us. It can change our energetic combinations. And I don't want to preach too much, but I just wanted to share my experience. So edgy for me to come like this, and maybe I'll do more of it. Let's see. Much love. Reach out. I love you. Take care.